So the piece I'm showing in Russia is called 77 Million Paintings. It's a piece I've been developing over a few years. It started out actually originally using slide projectors, but now I use plasma screens. So, but the images that I use date from the time of slide projectors, so they were most of the images were handmade at very small scale, and now they're shown at rather large scale. Nothing is ever still, it's constantly changing, but it changes very, very slowly, so you're not really aware of it changing until you notice that it's not the same as it was a couple of minutes ago. It changes just below the threshold at which you can notice change happening. The images are constantly permutating, so in fact anything you're looking at is made up of several layers of images on top of one another. But the particular combination of layers is always unique, or at least always unique in our lifetimes anyway. They might repeat, but it will be several thousand years before they ever do. I suppose the connection with Russia is that as an art student, my favourite period of painting was Russian painting of the early 20th century. So, in fact, I lived in Russia for a while in 1997 in St. Petersburg, and my venue of choice was the Russian Museum because it had a very good collection of paintings from that period. So I actually only went to the Hermitage once, but I went to the Russian Museum about 25 times, always to see the painting, particularly from that period. So I've always felt a very strong connection with Russian culture as a result of that. Originally, we developed it as a domestic piece. So the software we developed as a way of trying to do what I'd been doing with projectors in the home. And this was really because actually one night I was walking back from the studio here and I looked in a window of a posh house and there was a dinner party going on, and where there would have been a painting on the wall, there was a big black plasma screen with nothing showing. Because what do you show on a screen if you're having a dinner party? And that set in mind this thought that maybe the next type of painting that might exist would be something that was shown on a plasma screen. And so from that kind of idea, we developed this software to actually domesticate what had previously been an installation-only piece. However, as soon as we'd done that, we then started showing it on lots of screens at once, and it looked much, much better. So it immediately became an installation piece again. The music has two important functions in these shows that I do. The first one is to create the impression that the piece is immersive. So it's something you're inside of rather than looking at. So part of the idea of the music is to put you inside. The other part of the idea is to shut you up. When music is playing, people don't talk so much. The music is quiet, so it encourages people not to talk or to whisper because people don't want to talk over the music. So that immediately creates an atmosphere, which I like. I like the atmosphere where people come in, slow down, shut up for a little while and look. So the music has a purely ergonomic function like that, and it has an aesthetic function in creating a sense of space. It has one other job, I suppose, as well, which is that it tells you that this is an event that is happening in time. So it's not like a painting exhibition where you go in and you snapshot something, then you snapshot the next something and read the label. It tells you, hold on, something is happening in time here, so something's changing. And music is, we entirely accept that with music. We know that music is something you have to spend time listening to. And so it kind of clues you in to the idea that you might want to stay around for a bit. Because actually, I have seen people walk into the shows, look for about 15 seconds, and then leave, because they don't realize that anything is changing. So those are very impatient people, but you have to give people some clue that there's a reason for staying, that something else is going to happen. If you think of music as a moving form, a changing form, painting as a still form, what I'm trying to do is make very still music and paintings that move. So I'm trying to find, in both of those forms, I'm trying to find the space in between the traditional concept of music and the traditional concept of painting. What's the place in between those things? What does still music sound like, and what do moving paintings look like? I think that's a way of describing it. So from those two different media, I think I'm heading for the same destination between them.